So Brad, obviously a 2-1 defeat. What are your thoughts at the end of the game?
Sickening, sickening a little bit, if I'm honest. We've lost to a cross. The lads we've lost to a cross. I can't say any more. Like, the lad has looked embarrassed, and we've kept them to so little chances. They've scored when we're down to 10 men in the first half. We got a man down. Great finish, by the way. It's a hell of a finish. But I said to them at the end, I've been super frustrated in games where we've won, and I've just thought we were nowhere near. And I think we deserved at least a draw from that game of football. But you don't get everything that you deserve, and sometimes you get kicked in the nether regions. So we've lost the game of football to a good side that are going to be there or thereabouts. And I said that to them after. I said, as far as I'm concerned, I can, as frustrated as I am, and as much as I believe that we deserve more from that game, I can live with that. I can live with that because it was two good teams. It was two good teams having a go at each other. I thought, in particular, second half we pushed them back. And after they were fortunate with their second goal, then obviously one thing that they're aggressive in defending. They can be a little bit sloppy sometimes, but they're aggressive in their defending. So once they go ahead and they're coming away to here, they're going to try and shut up shop, and we still felt like we got in areas, but it was just that final little bit. I think we've had more shots than we've had in a long time, but we need to hit the target more. So there's one positive, but there's one negative, and it's frustrating from a respect of, we've lost a game of football to a team that we don't want to lose games of football to. We don't lose to anybody, but we don't want to lose to these because we feel that we have the same sort of aspirations as these guys, and the challenge is to finish above each other. So it's disappointing to lose a game of football, but I've set a target. We lost 12 games of football last year, and we finished in the playoffs, and everyone thought we'd swam the channel. So my target now is we need to make sure that we don't lose 12 games of football this year with a few extra games in the season, and we need to win more than we did last year. So listen, there's a lot of positives to take from it. It's just frustrating that we lost a game of football that I feel that we deserve something else from. As I've said before, and on a lot of occasions this year or lately, I said football's not usually fair, and this time it is. This time it probably wasn't. Football probably wasn't fair, and the least anyone deserved to come off with was a point there. But I thought I'd like to see how many shots and everything that we've had. But yeah, we were certainly pressing to try and not only get the draw, but obviously get 3 points as well.
Obviously, like last Tuesday, an early substitution was made in midfield. Yep. How is Coden doing? Is there any sort of like initial?
No, he's walking around. So I think we need to have a look at that. He needs to have a look at that, and we need to make sure that we're as resilient as possible in that area. But however, I thought George did really well when he came on. There's caveats and issues that we feel that George sometimes has in his game, and we've asked him to work on those things, and I thought tonight he did, and I'd say 90% of the time what we've asked him is he's came and been disciplined today. So fair play to him, and that's what it's about. In the last game we didn't make any changes because we can't. We get back into the game 3-3, and you can't upset the rhythm and flow. Whereas today we've used the entire squad, so we've thrown everything at it, and unfortunately we fell just short. But like I say, I believe we deserve something. But as I said at the start, you don't always get what you deserve.
Obviously, from what you're saying, it sounds like it was just a lack of finishing touch, and obviously what we had on the bench with Dexter and Shaw. Obviously bringing on Shaw around the 60-minute mark, and Dexter with 10 left. Do we think that possibly Dexter on a little bit sooner might have changed the rhythm, or is it more of just
not so, because we needed to make sure that when he was coming onto the pitch, he was coming on and being able to give absolutely 100%, rather than trying to shelter himself for a little bit, because we've got a small squad and we have to protect a little when people have got little niggles and everything. So it was the time was right, because Jav was still holding the ball, was getting us up the pitch, and I thought with them dropping off a little bit more, I knew we was going to have at least 5 minutes added on as well. So he was going to get a good 15-20 minute stint. Dex coming in, being able to give 100%. So I don't want to bring him on with 35 to go and potentially be okay for 10-15 and then not so after. So it's the decisions that you make. If all of a sudden I make a decision and he goes and scores and he comes on with 5 minutes to go and scores 2, then it's the best decision you've ever made. Whereas you don't get back in the game, you lose 2-1 to a narrow defeat, and it's a question that you have to ask. But it's no, I don't believe so. I think we've managed the squad as best as we can today, and we've gave everything going into that. And like I say, we're mightily disappointed not to come away with absolutely anything.
Obviously, with Jake out, Connor out, is there any sort of update on the two?
I think Jake potentially can be back and ready for the squad for Saturday, which is a nice welcome. Connor, he's feeling okay. He's feeling okay, but he's still a little bit away, which we expected. So yeah, it's almost like we get one back, we lose one. So but we can't feel sorry for ourselves. Cannot feel sorry for ourselves, because I certainly don't feel sorry for us. If I just put one foot in front of the other and attack everything head on. So we will as a group, and like I say, on another day, I believe we win that game, let alone draw it. I think we win that game on another day, but we didn't. And guess what? We came away from a Tuesday night with 0 points. So we have to take that. I have to take that. And we have to go into the next game full of confidence.
Talking on the next game, I was just about to ask you your thoughts going into it and returning to a bit of normalcy with no more midweek games and focusing on just the weekends and having 2 training sessions again.
Absolutely. I love training. I've tried to do things a little bit differently this month with the Saturday Tuesday and the load of the boys. But listen, we've played on Tuesday, so we're still playing on Saturday. So it's still that same workload until we get past Saturday. So we have to attack Saturday as full on as we possibly can, as much confidence as possibly can. I've certainly said to them in there, I've gone in there when we've won and absolutely tore them one. And today I haven't. It was 2 good teams, and unfortunately we came on the wrong side of the result. Our job is now to chase them, because they put a few points between us. So we need to chase them, we need to chase everyone else, and we need to pick up all the wins. But we lose less games than last year, we win more games than last year, and that is the aim. Simple as that.
Thank you very much.